Whoop. Cool. As you can see, Tales of Berseria has the votes. Thank you very much, cleaning the votes now. Thank you very, very, very much for the crazy support to get this game in. And as much as we suffered, we still played it and enjoyed it in our own way. And the votes for Tales of Berseria, which will be our next game. So thank you very, very much for that support. That is incredibly kind of you guys. Finished Dragon Quarter, Tales of Berseria will be our next game. That's the wrong color. I do this like literally every time. Oh, no. Okay. That's on you. That's on you. Ragesin. I know that was you. I don't even have to see. I know it was Ragesin. Thank you, Ragesin, for the 10 bits. And that's a vote towards Final Fantasy Tactics. Let's see. We had a vote for Breath of Fire 3. Oh, there you go. There's the votes for Breath of Fire 3. Breath of Fire 3 now leading. Thank you very much, Chobin, for that support. And let's get some music going on first off, actually. Alright. Let me just go and say that this is gonna be a review of sorts. Let me change my monitor setup a little bit so I can see chat and all that good stuff. Turn this down a little bit. This is gonna be a full-on, full-detailed, complete review, okay? This isn't like, oh, the graphics were good, 7 out of 10. You know, we don't do it like that. We talk about all the different things that were great and all the different things that were bad. And let me tell you, spoiler, most of it's bad for this game, so just prepare for that. If you like this game, it might be some hard truth, some hard to swallow pill. If you like this game, this is gonna be a big, hard to swallow pill. I urge you to stay and see what the reality of this game is from, you know, a normal player that plays the game blind, their experience with it. If you hate this game, well then, get your pitchforks ready, but because this is gonna be something else. Before we get started though, I do gotta use the restroom, so give me a couple minutes and we'll be right back and we'll do this full-on review, okay? Hi. Okay. Let's start this review. Let me first start by saying 5 is average, guys, not 7. It isn't, hey, this game is okay, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 essentially means that it's better than 70% of all the rest of the games out there. That's not average. Average is literally right down the middle. It's your average run-of-the-mill thing. It excels nor fails in any direction at all. As you can see here, when you're collecting data, okay, this is your average, right? If you have 5 people and you're measuring them by height, the person that's in the middle for height would be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The tallest person, the shortest person. Do you understand? That's how reviews should work. That's how reviews should work. Okay? So, average, which is the vast majority of things. Better, very rare, bad, not so, also pretty rare. When we rate a game, we don't just look at character model and go, hey, good character model, I like it, 10 out of 10. No. Ground clutter, detail, animations, expressions, movement, spell effects, environment.
What did you say? Now that's dangerous.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, arguably the most important visual lore wiener as thank you RPG Chick with the $11.11 donation. Another Breath of Fire 3. Oh, you know what? You voted automatically. Oh no, that's right. You know, we're good. We Gucci. We're in there. We have it all correctly added up. Thank you. Great timing. Great timing. All right. So all the things that you do with your eyeballs to see in a game and what makes it look good. Okay. Audio, same deal. Sound effects, menus, enemies having loud, obnoxious sound effects, weird things that just don't fit, voice acting. I don't, Kuja, but I have too much time. The only thing that I could do is stop my stream now and take off tomorrow. That's the only thing I could do, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna play Berseria. We're gonna play it a couple days, and then we'll just whatever when the fiesta's over. I just gotta do it that way. I wanted to finish this I wanted to finish before the fiesta. It just sometimes it doesn't lend itself to that. So it is what it is. Gameplay, same deal. That Game Over Plus, yes, it's not technically the gameplay, but it's part of the game enjoyment, the gameplay design. You know, it's not fun to have to go all the way through the game and play it again. That's gameplay, you know? Like any kind of mechanic of the game, that's gameplay. All of the stuff. Story, same deal. That's actually gonna take more hits than you realize, by the way. Craftsmanship. Now this is kind of an odd rating. I think it's important to rate a game based on like glitches and goof and like silly programming structure. You know, like for instance with Dark Souls 2, the world isn't actually built logically. Like you go up an elevator and you're in a lava pit or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like you were outside and you went up an elevator and now you're in a cave, and it's like that doesn't make sense at all. You know, it's not built to make sense in a real world, you know, whereas Dark Souls 1 has this actual real world, like you move through a place logically, like it's cool. It's really cool. So that's part of craftsmanship. Glitches, lagginess, you know, bad design in a game that caused, like for instance Secret of Mana would actually have a really low craftsmanship because it's super buggy, glitchy, really easy to glitch it out. That's what that's about. All right, enjoyment. This is my score, my subjective score. I try to be as objective as possible with this stuff, but I'm only human. You know, I make flaws, mistakes, whatever. But I would say I'm pretty objective with these ones. The base thing in my head is how likely am I to recommend this to someone? How likely is someone else going to enjoy it? Because I know not everybody enjoys what I enjoy. Everybody enjoys something different, but there are certain things that are objectively bad game design choices. That's a thing. It's real. Try to take that into account. All right, here's our review sheet. Did I write? I did. I wrote up all the reviews finally, so you can read the full. We'll scroll over here. On the right here, we have our full review of the game that we've played, and I've wrote up everything. What is this one saying? Oh, yeah, I think it's Disgaea 5. It's a Disgaea game. Best review. All right, Tales of Berseria, PlayStation 4 JRPG, and this game came out February 16, 2003, and let's make this green. We have finished it. Bam! That's the wrong color, as always. I do this literally every week. I pick the wrong color, and I just can't seem to get it right. Yep, literally every time. I just can't seem to get it right. Yeah, I'm saying this is a 10-10-10-10 game if we were rating on a 10 million scale. All right, let's get down to it, shall we? Let me take a swig of coffee here. The IGN saying this was the epitome of games. Oh my god. Visuals now. Let me turn on the music. I feel like I'm yelling over it a little bit. Well, maybe I'm not. All right, the visuals in this game. The visuals in this game were a huge disappointment. It's not the graphical aesthetic. In fact, I kind of liked the graphical aesthetic. It wasn't that. The actual character models and everything, they're pretty cool. Monster design was shit. The like fake slow motion where they just lowered the frame rate instead was so bad. It felt like it looked more like a smoothed out PlayStation 1 game than an actual PlayStation 2 game. The entirety of all the dungeons was just the same thing. It's like you had brown stone hallway, then you had brown pipe hallway, then you had generic checkerboard, and that was it. End of the game. I spelled quarter and Berseria. Oh, I did. Dragon Quatar. Is it E-R-A? It's I thought it was Berseria, not Berseria. Okay. Thank you. It just there was no effort in the dungeon design. Like the whole you follow this straight path through the game, right? And you go to a town, you get to a town, and then you follow the straight path through the town. So it's just this big long hallway of a game. It's like you think people call FF13 a whoa. Holy crap! Dragon dude! Wow! Holy crap, man! Thank you very much for the $100 donation out of freaking nowhere, and a vote for Link's Awakening. Thank you very much for that incredibly generous donation, dude. Thank you, man. Very much appreciated. That is very kind. Thank you, man. Thank you. Hallways, right. Hallways. Oh my god! What are you doing? God. Chobin swooping in right behind with 6,000 bits, dude. Thank you. Holy crap, man. Thank you, Jobin, for the 6,000 bits. Right behind that, what a follow-up. Holy crap, man. Thank you guys both very, very much for the outrageous support. Thank you. You wanted to hear the song badly? I could just play it if you asked nicely. The holy, yeah, it should be holy for 500 or 550 plus. I don't know. It might be exactly 50. I mean, I've played Tactics Advance 1 and 2. I just haven't beaten them, so I know what to expect at least from those. Just a lot of missions. Anyway, let's get back to the review. Thank you again for the crazy support. Thank you. Visuals, the hallways, right? People call FF13 a hallway simulator, but at least there's like some interesting design, kind of, not really, but like it's better than this. It's just the same hallway all the way through the damn game. There's nothing interesting about it whatsoever, and it doesn't even make sense logically. At least in FF13 you're like traveling through a junkyard, you're traveling through a city, you're traveling through something, you know, that makes sense, at least a little bit anyway. This is like you're traveling through this underground passage and then there's a town and then you keep going past it to you go up a building and suddenly you're in a cave. You see the building in a cutscene and it's standalone. There's nothing connected to it except the ground, obviously. And you go into it and you go up like 8 floors and suddenly you're in an ice cave. What? And that cave leads to the rest of the world, which leads you outside. It's just one big long path. That's it. That doesn't make sense at all. How do you have a town and like at least, you know what they could have done with this game? They could have actually had a world map. And like this, just this big underground cavern opened up, you know, in a big open area that's circular, rectangular, square, something, not just a literally one path. It's so dumb. Graphical aesthetic, some of there's not very many enemy types because the game is so short. Worst Ryu design ever. Nina design is kind of cool. I like how she's like sort of airy and wafer thin because it plays on the weakness that she sort of has, but at the same time she's also your combat party member. If she was so weak she wouldn't be able to do anything and she'd just get murdered, but whatever. I think visuals deserve not to be totally pounded, but they're not great, so I'm gonna give it a 4. Oh, we gotta do the thing. Whoop. Which is just below average. It's still in this sort of averagey area because they weren't that bad. It's not like they were bad. They just weren't up to par. But yeah, audio. Now here we go. Something that's actually good about this game is the audio. But here's the problem with the audio. The problem with the audio is there wasn't even that much of the OST. Like they used the Breath of Fire sound effects type things, which is kind of nice, you know, they're good sounds for the menus and whatever. Right, exactly. I liked the character art. Exactly. I liked, except for Ryu. Worst Ryu ever. The dragon designs were pretty lame too. They're just like lines on them and their faces and stuff. It was stupid. But anyway, the problem with the OST is it's not very vibrant. It doesn't have a lot going on for it. It's like 8 tracks that I remember hearing, you know. It definitely has what's his name, the guy from FFT and FF12, great composer, great tracks, very similar to FF12 sound, but the problem is a lot of the time there's no music. A lot of there's only like 2 or 3 dungeon themes, you know, through the entire game, and then you have your 2 or 3 battle themes. Most of the time you're just listening to one battle theme over and 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 over again. I don't know. When you hear music, it's good, yes, but there's not a lot of versatility in the OST. Can someone tell me how many tracks are actually on the OST? Because I would guess 25, which is a really weak OST. Typically games have 50 plus tracks for a decent. You know what's funny is Xenosaga actually has like 70 tracks to it or something like that. You just don't hear any of them because it's silent 90% of the time. But yeah, so to that end, I'm going to give it a 5. instead of like a 7 or an 8 or a 9. Break tracks. When you hear them. Hello, H? I definitely hit the H. 48 tracks in this game's OST? BS, man. I wonder where they're supposed to be. Dude, my H key. Hello? .8 tracks, yeah. I wonder if a lot of those are like the game over jingles and stuff like that, you know? It's gotta be like game over jingles and things of those nature. Cause I know like in Grandia, oh Jesus. The Grandia OST has like the rah Susie's rah as one of the tracks of the game. Suntop with the $12.12 with a vote for Breath of Fire 3 as well. Just want to say thank you for playing the most awful RPG that I ever played over and over to try and get the D ratio below 1/4. I wanted so bad to see you play this game, and I did. I enjoyed the rage and salt the poured. Evil Kefka laugh. Well, I enjoyed it in my own way as well. Thank you, Suntop, for the very generous $12.12 and another Breath of Fire 3 vote. Gameplay. What an absolute travesty this game was in gameplay. Absolute trash. Let's go over the list of complete gameplay design faux pas that they did in this game, okay? First off, the game is remarkably short. It's short, all right. Short. First off, the game is remarkably short in that if you didn't ever have to worry about the D ratio thingy, you could just get through it in a few hours. Like, it would not take you very long. The speedrun is an hour. Guess what? They don't glitch it. They just walk through the game. All combat, all movement, all map navigation, all cutscenes is about an hour. That's it. That's all it takes you to...
Shut up, old man. You smell like farts.
This game definitely smells like farts, dude. Thank you, Ark, for the 444 bits. The new vote since his game that he was voting for got in is now Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Oh, buddy. Oh, boy. Thank you, gentlemen, for 110 bits. Yeah. Yes, we reset it already, Bloody Dot. Don't worry, these votes are counting towards the next game. But see, okay, help me out here because I might forget some. We didn't skip cutscenes. We only skipped cutscenes that we had watched already. You forgot to tag on the other one? Let me see. Don't worry, I'll get you on there. Oh, yeah, that one. Yes, you did. Yeah. That one kind of matters. I'll get you. I'll just add it in right now. All right. Actually, I should sort it. Okay. So we have followed up to traumatize me. We have the game over plus mechanic. We have the very short game. So the game over plus mechanic. This is such a bullshit mechanic, guys. This game is designed to be about 5 hours long casually if you could just actually play the game normally. Combat takes absurdly long 90% of the time. The actual like combat mechanics are actually God dang it. I failed to do the number right for Rickroll. That's okay, Suntop, that's okay. I appreciate that, but you got the womp womp though. Thank you for the $7.14. More Breath of Fire 3 votes. The game is exceptionally short, but forces you to replay it multiple times. It has this mechanic called the D counter, or D counter, I think, that goes up over time. You can turn into a dragon and completely trivialize literally any encounter you want to. You can just pick and choose what encounters you want to win, just like that. But you have this mechanic that if it goes to 100% percentile, you die. You just die. You game over. That's it. You can load your last save, but if you fill up your D counter, doesn't matter. You can't advance. And the second to last boss in the game is designed to where you need to use your dragon power to break his shield. If you don't, you cannot win it. That means, like I did last week, got to the last boss and literally could not win. No matter what, I couldn't just go back into the dungeon and grind a few levels up to be powerful enough. No, no, no. I had to accept a game over plus, which is what I call it, where you take a game over and go back to the beginning of the game and do it all over again. And here's the worst part about it. You don't even keep your levels. You keep equipment, your money, and some items. It is so aggravating. So aggravating. Oh, you keep your party XP too. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is that the game never really tells you that you're going to have a game over plus mechanic. I mean, it does. It says, hey, if it's too hard for you, just do game over plus. But it doesn't tell you that you lose your levels, so you're thinking, oh, I get to keep my levels and I can go through the battles more easily and then I'll be fine. Cool, no problem. No, you don't. It makes it so getting through the game a second time is almost as difficult, especially if you didn't get the right armor upgrades or if you used your bonus XP, which is what I did the first time through. I used all my bonus XP because I'm thinking, hey, this is probably part of the game's balancing is to use my bonus XP, you know, but I can power up one if I wanted to, and I did. I powered up Nina because she was baller in the beginning, and then she sucked. So it's just, you know what? This game should not be played. There is it's like someone riddled with diseases. They just have like so many diseases. It's like a science experiment. That's what this game's game design is like. It's a science experiment of poor game design philosophies. It is so bad. I hated this game so much. It was a piece of garbage. And I'm sorry, Vazerol. I mean, granted, Vazerol's the one that got me this game, so he knows that it's garbage. And those of you that voted in, you knew what I was getting into. So I don't feel bad about calling this game absolute trash, because it is. And to that end, I want to give this game a 1 on gameplay. This is just a game that punishes you for playing it. It doesn't allow you to save on different save files so that you can maybe test something out and then come back and load it. It has save tokens, which is a limited number of saves that you can do in the game. Save points are gapped way between each other. Traps? What even the hell are the point of traps except for to avoid encounters? They do irrational amounts of damage. It just... not irrational, insignificant amounts of damage. And the inventory, the limited inventory, just so many bad things in this game. It's just shit. It's suffering and death. No fun allowed. Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Doug, for the 110 bits, dude. Thank you. Traps are how the speedrun functions? Sure, but I'm not speedrunning it. I'm playing the game casually blind as a new player. That's not how... Make a game, how speedrun functions, sure, but if it's a core mechanic, it's like, oh, it's for speedrunners. That doesn't. But yeah. Bombs are terrific. I couldn't even figure out how to detonate them. I had no idea. I tried so many things to try and detonate them. I had no idea how to detonate them. You throw them there and they just sit there, and I tried to activate them and nothing happened, so I don't know. Breath of Fire 3 as well? Yeah, no problem. I'll write you down and I'll get you in there. Do this to the fire of the three. Where is it? Okay, story. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Tiger Death. You're saying that speedrun using traps is how the speedrun functions, but it's not like you need to do it to enjoy it. Yeah. They're better than I gave them credit for. I guess if I was speedrunning the game, yeah, but I wasn't. Yeah, it gives you no experiment ground, and inventory is so limited, and gil is so limited, or Zenny or whatever. And there's so much discouragement for playing the game or testing things or looking into it. It's just, No, I understand what you're saying, Tigernet. Don't worry, I got you. I understand. I'm saying they're very good. The speedrun knows how to utilize them, but I wasn't speedrunning it, so I didn't know previously how to utilize them, and the game doesn't really help you understand what's good or show you how to use. Thank you. I know that's Felly, yeah. You finished the game finally and your Dark Soul is filled with light. Also, sorry for my staunchness early on. I wasn't seeing the game from your angle. Hey, no worries. Breath of Fire 3. Yeah, just so you know, Felly, you can actually vote it automatically using the hashtag 010 for Breath of Fire 3. Check out the exclamation mark variety details, but yeah, I appreciate that all the way. All the same, rather. Thank you very much, Felly, for the 666. You're awesome. You're awesome, Felly. Story. This was another big problem of mine because the story was incredibly forced and just because you only have like 5 hours of actual gameplay, the story is barely even there. It's like you turn on the game, hey, dragons and stuff, and you beat it. And it's like, oh, okay. Except you don't actually beat it. You go back to the beginning of the game and you have to play it through again. Oh, but guess what? Guess what? Guess what? There are game over plus unique cutscenes. So if you actually by some miracle manage to beat it on your first play, you don't even get the full story. Oh, I had to play it again for the story arc. I already had to. You know what's funny? Is like my completionism type mentality is wanting to play through this game with the D counter, like the D ratio rather, to get the D ratio higher and higher and higher. And I'm just like, no, don't do it. Don't. You don't want to do it. Don't do it. I don't. Just. So the story is like very poorly written. There was this like forced moment of anger towards the doctor that made Nina, but the doctor made Nina to save everybody's lives, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like Nina was like literally a product to make everybody's lives better, and then Ryu's like, how dare you do that? How dare you? I'm shaking with rage. It's so forced. The build-up between Bosch von Bunsenburner and Ryu was like never there. It's like, hey, we're on this one mission together, and now all of a sudden we're enemies and I'm gonna stab you in the eyeball. And that was really cool when he stabbed me in the throat and the knee. That was like some hardcore stuff right there. That was hard. That was awesome. And they just never built up on that. But also they kind of forced the whole I've been abused and I'm crazy kid now kind of thing as well. They just really very cliche all the way around, and you don't even get the full story the first time around, and just the cutscenes aren't very well done. The dialogue is short and pathetic. The characters are uninteresting. It's not a good story. Let me see what I wrote here. No, yeah, it's a 2. It's a 2. It's a bad story. Yeah, don't fall into the trap. Craftsmanship. Now here's an interesting thing. The game is actually well built, like in terms of glitchiness and stuff like that. But granted, the philosophies and designs made to make this game really just. I have a hard time giving this even a 5 for the score. Yeah, it's well built, but it just works. That's the only thing. It works. But like the game is really short. It's like a 5-hour game if you could just go through it and walk, and the battles didn't take 18 hours. Like there's very little substance to this game. It's better than EV in terms of story? I think so, yes. Ephemeral Fantasia's story wasn't completely awful. There were some redeeming qualities to it. I think that map actually fits pretty well. But like The thing is like this was like some kid's high school project of a game. You know what I mean? They didn't have enough time to actually build a full world and a full game, so they're like, here's a short little game. It shows you that I know how the systems work, and you know the game is working and it does the thing when you make the menu action. You know, like it doesn't deserve to have an average craftsmanship rating. So I'm gonna give it a 3 as far as craftsmanship goes. What's up, Kim? Enjoyment. At first I enjoyed the game and I thought it was really cool. I loved the battle mechanics style and everything like that. I thought it was really neat, and then it just completely pooped all over me and I hated it. So yeah. All right, there you go. There's your Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter reviews. How I feel about this game. I tried to be as non-biased as possible. I know there are people on the channel that love this game, but I don't think this is a good game. I would never, ever recommend anybody play this game. Not even from a... Oh, that's another thing with the story, by the way. They completely shat all over Breath of Fire lore, as if like when I said originally that I would not judge this game as a Breath of Fire game, I meant it. But then they went ahead and turned the whole dragon thing into just a program, like a software. Like, first off, how do you get infected with software as a person? Second, they completely pooped all over the whole Breath of Fire lore. That you have the dragon lineage and the Windian lineage, and they always end up coming together to defeat a common evil. And this was just like pooped all over everything, and it became a software program instead, and Nina was just made instead of like being a bird person, like actually a bird person. It did completely killed it. Took everything from Breath of Fire lore and story and just murdered it straight out, and just said, now we're gonna make dragons a program now. Okay. So as much as I would like to take points off for that, it already gets a 2 anyway, but that definitely solidifies that 2 right there. But anyway, this is how I feel about the game. If you don't like what I have to say about it, well, that's just too bad. I try to be as open-minded and non-biased as possible. There is such a thing as really poor design, and this game shows it in every facet of it. If you enjoy this game, please enjoy this game. Love it. Don't let me tell you what you can and can't enjoy. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean you can't love it. So with that being said, thanks for watching Dragon Quarter, but we're gonna move on from there, and we're gonna be playing Tales of Berseria. Tales of Berseria is our next Variety Night game. The Fairy Village was fun. I disagree. There was nothing there. It was just like go in, and I guess you assign some ants in some places and dig, and I guess it was shallow. It was empty. I didn't like it. So I don't think that it increases anything either there. So, but anyway, we are gonna take a quick break. We're gonna do Beer O'Clock a little early. First off, Gregory Dale, thank you for the 10-month resub. Very much appreciate that. We're gonna do an early Beer O'Clock so I can have time to set up Tales of Berseria, and we'll get rolling in that. We have another 4 hours plus to play that on top of tomorrow. So yeah, it was underground like everything else. Yeah, we finished Breath of Fire. Yes, we're playing Tales of Berseria now. So hang tight. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the rest of tonight's stream.